Next up is our segment we call our Best Thing of the Week. Each week, It's Happening Out celebrates great things in our community. Best Thing of the Week is sponsored by Israel's national airline, El Al. El Al was born in 1946 with the state of Israel and is an expression of national existence and pride. And this pride is self-evident in South Florida. El Al features nonstop service from Miami to one of the world's great LGBTQ plus destinations. That's Israel. And this fall, El Al will connect the two LGBTQ plus capitals, Tel Aviv and Fort Lauderdale, with seasonal service, and next spring adding extensive flights. And that's why El Al sponsors the Best Thing of the Week. So there's no bad blood between Taylor Swift and the people driving the trucks carrying the equipment for her tour. Swift recently gifted every driver a $100,000 bonus ahead of finishing the U.S. leg of her The Eras tour, which has been touring the country since March. Two companies, Upstaging Inc. and Shomotion LLC, are in charge of transporting Swift's equipment for the tour. The CEO of Shomotion, there it is.
I love
the
it,
CEO
yes.
of Shomotion said that when the drivers were called into a production meeting, they assumed the topic of conversation would be the tour schedule. But instead, each driver received a letter handwritten by Tay-Tay, thanking them for their service during the tour. The amount of the bonus was included at the bottom of the letter, $100,000.
It's the end of an era. Taylor Swift wrapping up the U.S. leg of her Eras tour with a bang.
All the trucks are pulling in.
Treating her staff in style, surprising each of the 50-plus truck drivers on her tour with bonus checks for $100,000.
Father was the one that actually presented the checks to our drivers. And he presented handwritten letters from Taylor. It's incredible that they would take that time and what it means to our staff to be recognized.
He says Swift also gave bonus checks to her band members, dancers, and technical crew. People reporting the gifts in total exceeded $55 million. The superstar also extending her generosity to local food banks along her tour. While performing in Northern California last weekend, she made a sizable donation to Second Harvest Food Bank.
The Best Thing of the Week, Taylor Swift surprises the truck drivers for her tour with $100,000 each. What do you kids think?
My first thought was this is one rich white girl. Like, to have $55 million to just give away. I love that this was done. I love the personal notes
Do you?
and stuff. But I feel like I've always thought that there was something like not quite as nice as like about the image and everything that she is behind there. So I can't help but feel like there is something underneath it that's like she was about to get a tax bill or something.
No, I'm
this
going to
was
say no right
part
now.
of
Here's
like
the thing,
something.
right? We're in a new generation, right? And it's not just Taylor, because Beyonce did the same thing.
With $100,000,
$5 million.
Beyonce
it doesn't
is
matter.
gone from, but the thing is
Right.
remember,
Matters.
right? Even if you take a number like $55 million, right? These tours are grossing like $1 billion.
Understand that Tay-Tay's tour has made more than some small countries.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you think about these artists, right? There's a thing also like between Taylor and Beyonce. There's a thing happening they call the Beyonce effect, where literally like whatever city she's in, it boosts their economy like 50 and 60%. They don't actually have to do any of what they're doing right now. And I can tell you from my non-drag world, they could do very well and not do this what they're doing right now. They don't need this for tax write-offs. They don't need this for anything. They're doing it because there's a new generation that's recognizing that there are a lot of people that make them as successful as they do. And it's not just them, right? It's not just this one person on stage. It's everybody.
Everyone.
And I think that when I saw this, it made me so happy because think of all of the tours over time and over our lifetime. This is not a common thing. And that's why it became a news story, because this is not a thing. And there are truck drivers that literally drive all of these, Madonna, U2, all of these tours all over the world. And this is not a thing that ever happens.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to get to the point now where, as a society, these people that make money that's up here, right, whether it be Bezos, whoever it is, eventually we have to start recognizing that they're not the ones making the money, right? And I'm happy that this person did this. I wish more people took that lead.
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, it's just like there's so much of it.
Yes.
It's like, why aren't you letting go of it? Especially with people who do such a great job.
Yeah.
These drivers are, after the set has been broken down, they're driving. So this is 4, 5, 6 in the morning when the rest of us are sleeping, and when Taylor is on her jet going to the next one sleeping, they're up and they're driving. So she obviously is taken back that maybe there wasn't an incident, there wasn't a car crash or a truck drive, whatever it is, and everything went smoothly. So why not give back? You got so much fucking money.
Do you think that it's actually her bank account that is coming
absolutely.
out?
So I think we need to normalize these kind of activities. So it's long gone are the days where George Michael does his thing in secret, Prince does his thing in secret. So we now have to normalize that people are doing these things out the kindness of their hearts. Again, we alluded to Beyonce. Beyonce kept the whole Metro Transit thing open in DC so her fans could make sure they got home because the concert got rained on. So she made sure her people got home. That was the kindness of her heart. And she didn't have to do that. And so, you know,
she didn't get a tax write-off.
And at the end of the day, we have to normalize people take it out of their pocket and doing it for the right reasons, not just because for a news story, not just because of tax write-off, but because they care.
Understand, again, like Auntie Mame said, it takes everyone to pull off an incredible tour, okay? And sometimes, and you know, you want happy employees. Happy employees will go to bat for their company, okay?
And stay.
Okay?
Every tour.
Most of those truck drivers, Trini, never even got to meet her. And they got a nice little check for $100 grand. Right. And yes, taxes will be taken out, Jonathan. You got to be the party pooper. But that's 60 grand that person didn't have. Look what you could do with 60 grand.
Just because.
You know, like.
But I want to be clear though. I think it's amazing what she did.
Too late.
Too late.
No, I'm just saying. I was just saying the idea came in my head.
I'm moving.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.